You need to be driven. That is a number 5, being driven.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Flooding your minds with positive affirmations is awesome, but yo, if you are not driven, you're just entertaining. It's just what is it? Intellectual masturbation.
There you go.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. This is an awesome book that just shows us that, like, you know, you're probably doing too much. And the reason why you're not where you think that you want to be is that you're trying to do too much. And I had so many, this book, honestly, for real, this book was like, the beginning of it, it was like boring a little bit to me. I was like, this is kind of slow. But it turned a corner pretty fast. And, just the examples in there, I was like, man, wow, like, I was definitely doing too much. I can definitely see I was definitely doing too much and still can be doing too much, saying, like, the who, not how philosophy is so powerful. Those of you all who picked up the book, Who, Not How, Tease, you reading it with us, Who, Not How, it's so powerful because you challenge yourself and you see how, like, hardwired we are to say, yo, how I'm gonna do this, how I'm gonna do that,
Right.
Who can help me get this done? Because I've got a big vision. Who can help? Bro, tell the truth, man. It's difficult to be like, who can help me? Because we're just, in the West, I mean, everywhere, men are told, like, you need to be doing it yourself. If you can't do it yourself, you're not a man, all these different things. And then you think about, like, a Jeff Bezos or a Bill Gates, they had plenty of who's doing the job for them, and they're at the top. They're at the pinnacle of financial success, should I say? Because we ain't, there's a difference between what everybody deems what success is, and money is not always someone's success. We learned that with the brothers and sisters in Burkina Faso, the poorest nation in Africa and one of the most peaceful and happiest nations, because, hey, anyways. Y'all, Soundboard Sundays, episode number 7. Me and my guy Max were just chatting before it, and we were like, yo, we have some themes and we have some stuff rolling around, but we want to make sure that we're serving our way to success, that we are giving you guys, not just sitting over here talking, flapping our gums, but giving the folks who are spending their time coming and listening with us real value, real gems, things that you can take away, things that you might not have thought about, and some you might have, Again, I'm not the smartest guy. Max is not the smartest guy.
Nope.
But we do our research. We are in this space so that we can provide value. So we can do the homework for you. We are learning to be somebody's who. Is that Moto ABD?
Yes.
ADB, what's good?
That's an artist from
That's your peoples?
Shout out.
What's good? What's good, Moto ADB? How you doing? Look, you're gonna quit music if you don't do this, Moto ADB. All right, so let's get into it. The format of this, guys, if this is you're just joining us for the first time on Soundboard Sundays, is myself and Max. If we have a co-host and they've been linked up with us, we go over our book bars because leaders are readers. Leaders are readers. Always has something always be reading something. It really doesn't matter what it is, whether it's the scriptures, something spiritual, something, motivational, something about entrepreneurship, something about something that you can put in your bag with song development, for music producers or artists. That's our whole thing, is to make sure that music producers, emerging music producers, and rising artists are all on the same page. And that's what we're going to do today. So started off with the book bars. And we tried something new today. You know what I'm saying? All throughout this thing, we're going to, again, press 1 if you want to go live with us. All right? We need to hear from the community. Press 1 if you want to go live. Yes, ma'am. Appreciate you, Khadija. Thank you so much for chiming on in. That's a heavy sister in the scene in DC, man. All right, so my book bar is on page. It's on page 1 It's on page 164. All right. And essentially it's talking about having a purpose, right? Just to set the baseline of it. It says, without purpose, your work can become shallow because it is solely about making money. Your work can become shallow because it's solely about making money. When I was, I bought a course on releasing music independently, and one of the homework was to write down, you know, all of my vision and stuff like that. What I believe I wanted to make. This is probably about 5 years ago.
Right.
But it was like, what did you want to do? What did you want to make? And what were your goals when you first got in the music industry, or knew you wanted to produce music or release something? And what are your goals now? And it's crazy because like 15 years ago, when I kind of like was like, yeah, this like I'm doing this. My goal was to like make $500,000 a beat, like my man Tim, you know what I'm saying, my man Timberland, you know what I'm saying, make $500,000 a beat. And I was like, yeah, $500,000 a beat. That's two beats a year. I got $1 million. I'm good. Fast forward with family, my vision, my understanding has expounded, you know, mentors and elders, you know, and just reading and just seeing the world some more. Fast forward like 10 years, I was like, you know what, I honestly just want to feed my family. You know, I mean, that's my purpose, like to make sure that my kids have, you know, inheritance, you know, should I leave this earth. It changed drastically, right? It was the purpose. It was the definiteness of purpose, which Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, every entrepreneur that read this book, you know what I'm saying? Think and Grow Rich. Programmatic Digest.
That's from the morning
podcast. That is Madame Hélène. Madame Hélène, bonjour, Madame Hélène. So, having the purpose was so crucial for me. And that's literally my bar. I want to talk a little bit more about it, but Max, you know, it's your time, bro.
Let's do it. So that's my book bar is at page 163.
Okay.
It's the same book you're reading, Who Not How, for those of you who just...
Who Not How.
And it's at the second, it's actually the last paragraph where he says, while touring the facility, he introduced himself. Yeah, so basically, while touring the facility, he introduced himself to a janitor who was mopping the floor and asked him what he did at NASA. The janitor's reply was both surprising and inspiring. I'm helping put a man on the moon, he told the president.
He told the president. He told JFK, and right, for the backstory of the folks who haven't read it, it was JFK was touring NASA.
There you go.
You know, JFK was touring NASA, and this was 1961. Mm-hmm. Right, he was touring NASA's headquarters. Exactly. And the janitor.
So the janitor.
Daniel Young Hay.
You know what I mean? So the janitor felt like he was part of the whole team's success. So that's the way you want to approach things. Whenever you devote yourself to a project or even a team vision, you want to see yourself winning with the team, whether you're the person, you know, just opening the door in the studio. If you feel like you're not a quote unquote real artist yet, but you know, you're getting into the certain steps to make it happen, then every single detail counts, and you want to make sure that your contribution matters more than anything. You know? Every single detail counts.
Like, and see what the backstory of this is that the owners of the company, it was Dancoa, which was a really big janitorial company, probably in the Midwest. They had a lot of accounts, and they employed janitors. And one of their main visions and purpose for their company is to help the janitors, right, who work for them, develop vision on their own that goes past them working at this company. I thought that was so heavy, bro, because so many times we work jobs and things like that. Everybody is kind of pissed off at whoever is their superior sometimes, and nobody really wants to be there. You know how it is. Like, y'all, anybody who's worked like shift jobs, like Starbucks or, you know, grocery store or maybe even retail and stuff like that, you know, you got like the day shift and then you got like the evening shift and stuff like that. And if somebody is pissed off from the morning shift and doesn't do their job for the evening shift, then the evening shifts ends up getting pissed off and not doing their job and being like, yo, man, forget these people. And it's just like this recurring beef between shifts, you know what I'm saying? Between shifts people, you know what I'm saying? So Raleigh 19, what's going down? What's going down? So, so it's like the appreciation level, right? If you are even at your job right now and you're saying, yo, like, you know, I'm just pushing papers or I'm doing something real menial or seemingly menial, without you, that job could not survive. They can pretend like they can just get anybody. They can pretend like they can just get anybody, but if they don't have you, they're gonna have to be down there doing it, or somebody higher up is gonna have to go down there. That's just exactly what happens.
100%.
You know, that's exactly what happens. You're gonna have to be down there. Two Puff, what's good, bro? What's good, bro? Appreciate you guys for joining us. We're talking about you're gonna quit music if you don't do this. Soundboard Sundays. They go, my guy Gio. What's going down, Gio? So, all right. Like I said, you're going to quit music if you don't do this. What is this, right? Mm-hmm. So we sat here and we put like essentially 5 things together. Yeah. 5 things together. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to lead with, you must have a purpose. You must have a purpose. Dr. Miles Monroe, you know, the late Dr. Miles Monroe was awesome. You know, I mean, he taught things from a biblical perspective, but he talked to all sorts of people. He talked to corporate folks. He talked to, I think, NFL team, you know, all sorts of stuff. It wasn't just in the church and things like that. So he was well respected as a leader, as a thinker, you know, for businessmen and women. Right. At the beginning, in January this year, I caught coronavirus, you know, and like I said, some of you guys know my story. But I caught coronavirus, and one of the biggest things is that I had time away from my other responsibilities to sit and think for 2 straight weeks. I was in quarantine in my room in the house for 2 straight weeks. And I had the time to reflect and say, yo, what am I doing here? Because that's the whole thing, is that our jobs, our daily life has us like running around, you know, doing the hamster in the hamster wheel, right? Like think Rich Dad Poor Dad. Mm-hmm. You know, it has us in the hamster wheel, so we can never really get out of what it is that we're doing. So we're in that hustle to pay bills. We're in that hustle to appreciate our spouses, spend time with our children. If you got family. You know, spend time with your parents, you know, go out and have a good time yourself. So you're caught in that hamster wheel. And here in this country, we don't really emphasize like private space, meditation, you know, turning things off. So I had the time to turn things off. This is my story. So I'm gonna keep telling you, this is my story, because this is why I'm here at this time right now. This is why I'm so clear about what I want to do for the people. So Dr. Miles Monroe says this: you are not remembered for what you compromised for, but what you stood for. You are not remembered for what you compromised for, but for what you stood for. You guys have to remember that, because I have to remember that. My faith is such a big thing for me. You know, I follow the scriptures. You know, Messianic Israelite, you know, Hebrew Israelite. And it's such a big thing for me. But also often when you're engaging with different people, you know, you especially when you want to kind of come up, you need to kind of downplay stuff. Right. You know, because you don't want to offend somebody. And for some random reason, like the scriptures is always like, you know, offensive to people for whatever purpose it is. And I can understand there are people who relay these principles and teachings and instructions very offensively. I understand that. But for me, it's so important, right? For me, it was so important, but I felt like I was kind of just compromising. You know, I couldn't really be myself, you know, but all of me requires all of me. You know what I'm saying? All of me requires all of me, right? So understanding with coronavirus, understanding my purpose was the game changer, right? I had like just chewed on so much Dr. Miles Monroe. It was ridiculous. And, you know, I mean, I knew who he was, but I really didn't have that much time to listen to his stuff. Cause I was like, you know, I mean, I do believe in the scriptures, but I'm not Christian. So I don't necessarily want to have overtly just like, I don't want to listen to a sermon. You know what I'm saying? I want to like, you know, I need stuff that gets to the point, you know, and sometimes the church folk don't really do it. You know what I'm saying? But he got it down. He had a special, I believe it's like how to like define your purpose as a man or something like that, because that's so heavy, so crucial. And so again, that purpose is that very, very, very first step. You know what I'm saying? You're going to quit music if you don't do this. If number one, if you don't develop what and understand what your purpose here in life is, most likely it goes past making music, or it goes past whatever your like vocation is or whatever like that, or your job skill. Okay. Purpose. Max, speak on that, bro.
Yeah, purpose, man. That's a great one. You know why? Because it, like you mentioned, it keeps you on the right track, and you know why you're doing what you're doing. And
right.
One thing I realized for myself is that even before, because I'm still in the process of knowing what my true purpose is, but I know what my why is, and why is it driving me to keep doing better things. Now, one thing I would encourage anyone to do if they're not necessarily sure about what their purpose is, especially if you're in the music business, is to know why you're doing what you're doing. What is keeping you motivated? Why you wanna start making music just all of a sudden if you feel like you're at a certain age and things are not necessarily going the way you want them to go at your job, and you always had this quote unquote backup passion, but you want to focus on what really makes you tick. Like when you wake up in the rising and you're surrounded by individuals who think similar to you, and why certain thoughts come up more than others. Like certain things that you want to question yourself, or always ask yourself. Certain ways you want to question yourself is to say, why am I doing this? Why should I think about accomplishing this project before another project? So yeah, to always start with the why, and then eventually you'll turn out to know what your true purpose is.
Start thinking about the why, and also really examine yourself and say, why haven't I gotten, where do I want to be? Why haven't I gotten to that place?
Yep.
Really examine it, because it's not to say that, you know, you're a mess up. It's just to stop and say, okay, do I know where I want to be? You know, do I know where I want to be? Where do you want to be? Right? Then you say, okay, why haven't I gotten there? And for the most part, honestly, really some of the easiest steps is just to, if you can say why you haven't gotten there, just do the exact opposite. Just do the exact opposite of what you've been doing. Right? Now, obviously, you know, you got to take it, you know, take that with some understanding, but do the exact opposite, because if you're still doing the same thing and trying to get somewhere else, you're by definition, you're crazy.
Yep, insanity.
By definition, you're crazy. Mr. Darmoy, what's up? What's going down? Appreciate you joining us. We're talking about you're going to quit music if you don't do this. And the very, very, very first thing that you have to do is develop purpose.
Yep.
You have to understand why you're trying to do what you're trying to do.
There you go.
So the second part was to develop a vision, right? You know, to develop it. Max, you got your iPad with you?
Oh yes, right next to me.
Grab your iPad real quickly with you and look up the definition for vision.
It's a good one.
Because we got to understand these things, you know. And again, I got to go with what I know. You know, I'm sure there's many proverbs out there, but there's a proverb, an old African proverb from the scriptures that says, "My people perish for lack of vision." All right, when you cannot see if you close your eyes and you try to walk, something's going to happen to you. You're going to get hurt, right? You're going to get hurt. How do blind people, I saw the craziest thing. This blind dude, maybe some of y'all have seen it. Maybe you might have seen it, Max. This blind dude was like, he was riding a bike and he was blind. Okay, you got it. Okay, give me 1 second. He was riding a bike and he was blind. What he ends up doing is he's riding a bike straight, bro. How does a blind man see? How does a blind man see? He developed a vision. What he was doing was clicking his like teeth or whatever like that, or tongue, like a bat. And y'all know that bats can't see at nighttime, right? So what he's doing is he's getting what you call that, like the echo. You know what the dolphins do? They like
right.
What's it called? What's it called? What type of sound is it?
Man, I don't even know it right off the top of my head, but
okay, something location. Anyways, y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyways, he was doing that, and so what it was able to do was give him vision. That's on a physical level. He was able to have vision, right? He had a purpose. What was his purpose? Yo, I need to have some more fun. I don't want to just be in the house and things like that. I want to ride my bike. You know, my purpose is to, man, again, go out and experience some life and not be a cripple because my eyes don't work. So then what he did after that? Anyways, all right, go ahead.
Yes,
what's
sir.
vision?
So I got the act or power of seeing sight. And then it says the special sense by which the qualities of an object, such as color, shape, and size, constituting its appearance, are perceived through a process in which light rays entering the eye are transformed by the retina, obviously, into electrical signals that are transmitted to the brain via the optic nerve. But in essence, you would see there's something seen in a dream, trance, or ecstasy. There's also the importance of a thought, concept, or object formed by the imagination.
Oh.
That's the good one.
Something performed by imagination. Imagination is that special place.
There you go.
You know, imagination is that special place. Like if you are lacking imagination or you're not even dreaming anymore, that's a big problem. Like literally like having like dreams. You know what I'm saying? You know, literally having dreams. You know, if you're not having dreams anymore, that's a very, very, very big problem. That's letting you know that you are probably stressed out to the point of you don't have the time and the space to relax. You know, whatever it is you're doing.
Yep.
Shaco LVB, what's going down, bro?
I personally think that's when your brain shuts down. That's when you're forcing your brain to shut down. Like,
right.
Think outside the box anymore.
Right. Put it in the chat, y'all. Have any of you all stopped having dreams for like a good? I ain't talking about like maybe like once or twice or 3 times out of the week, you know, but like for a good portion of time, you have no dreams. You just go to sleep. It's black. You wake back up and you starting your day again. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if that's happening to you. But so the vision means that you can see. That was so crucial. Because if you cannot see where you're going, if you cannot see your future, people perish for lack of vision, right? If you cannot see your vision, you don't know what you're doing. You don't have anything to say, yo, okay, I know what my vision is. You know, I gotta, you know, again, motivation is one of, I gotta stay motivated to do whatever. This is what I need to do to get to my vision. Right? Without no vision, you literally are you're just out there just going y'all ever seen birds whenever they're flying south? It's instinctual that they're always following some lead bird or whatever like that. You know? If one of them like gets away from like, I guess their vision of whoever's in front of them or next to them or whatever like that, they might be flying not even south anymore. You have to have that vision, right? All these things combined together, what we're going to be talking about today, they all go together, right? You need to know what your purpose is, but to understand what your purpose is, you've got to have some vision as to what it is. You understand what I'm saying? Like, again, for me, and I honestly tell people, listen, like, if you are a person, a man or woman of faith, you need to pray, ask the Most High, look, like, what is my purpose here on earth? What am I supposed to do? You know, I'm Matty the chef, right? But my name is Matit Yahu, which is Hebrew, right? And every single time I meditate on that name, meditate on that word, that means gift from Yah. That's what I'm supposed to be. That's my purpose. So wherever I show up, I gotta be that. You know, if I happen to be a janitor or something like that, I gotta be that. You know, right now I am the music producer's who. Okay, as a coach, I'm the music producer's who. I gotta show up for that. I gotta be a gift to some people, regardless. Right? Your purpose, how do you have to show up? What is non-negotiable about you when you show up anywhere? That's your purpose, right? You know what I'm saying? That's you getting your purpose. Silver Fox Luxury, appreciate you chiming in with us.
Gems.
So you've got to have your purpose. You've got to have vision. The third one, right? Adopt habits of the successful.
Yep.
This is just a cheat code, because remember, y'all, we're talking about who's. You don't have to keep saying, how can I do this? How can I have this? You're going to get overwhelmed. How do I know this? Because it overwhelms me. I get overwhelmed whenever I'm like, Hama, I got a vision. You know, I understand what my purpose is. Okay, my purpose, and then I got my vision. Okay, all right, I can see that, right? How am I going to do it? You're going to get overwhelmed by doing that. One of the greatest things to do is to look at people who have done it before you, right? If you, and that can even take a little bit of time. Pay somebody. Ask somebody, what's your Cash App? I'm a big fan of Cash Apps right now. I'm always asking somebody, drop your Cash App. Whenever there's a gym, drop your Cash App. I got to put something on your pulpit, on your books.
Yep. How much does how much does it cost to have a 30-minute phone call with you?
How much does it cost to have a 30-minute phone call? Because listen, here goes the kicker. When I got my purpose and my vision, if I need a piece of the puzzle, that is invaluable. When I need a piece of the puzzle, whatever somebody's asking for, sometimes somebody might be just like, just a bill. Man, listen, you got it. Don't even worry about it. You know what I'm saying? You know? But then I'm looking, the law of reciprocation says, like, you do something for somebody, they have to reciprocate. And so the easiest way for me sometimes is money. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's to reciprocate with money. And for people who I talk with and, do consultations with and joining the coaching program will be sometimes, just to reciprocate with investment, money or feedback.
Right.
Testimonials. Those testimonials, y'all, are awesome. Max, every single time somebody puts a testimonial, bro, I already know you just be like, thank you. Like I am fulfilling my purpose. I'm doing what I was here to do. Testimonials are so heavy. You know what I'm saying? Silver Fox Luxury. Bless up. Shout out from Hawaii. Yeah. Fam, listen. Silver Fox Luxury, what do you do? Just please put that in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I love to know what people, are doing and things like that, if you're still on. So, purpose, vision, adopt habits of the successful. Read books, watch programs. Again, we're going to be talking about the show Driven. Right? We're going to be talking about Driven, that famous show that used to be on VH1 Soul. Most likely for the next Soundboard Sundays, we're going to be talking about Kanye West Driven. All right. So if you guys are watching this, you watch this on a replay, watch that, Joe, so we can be all tapped in and you guys can, again, add value too. You know?
Yes, sir.
Unique Men's Fashion. Yo, I see you. I see you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I see the little avatar. Unique Men's Fashion. Yo, Silver Fox, how can you chime in too? You know what I'm saying? Again, because, you know, you seem like a grown man, you know, and Unique Men's Fashion, how did you develop the purpose, the vision for Unique Men's Fashion? You know what I'm saying? If you'd love to join us on the live, bro, we'd love to have you for the last few minutes of the live. Let us know. Put a 1 in the chat if you're trying to, you know what I'm saying? If you got the time to go live with us, we'd love to talk about it, because even if you're not, all these principles, they apply to more people outside of music industry. You know, winning principles apply all across the board.
Yep.
All across the board. So adopt habits of the successful. Make sure that you are able to get mentorship. You know, or even some of the other brothers and sisters, they don't like that word mentor, and I completely get it. You know, coaching. Coaching. Jegna, you know what I'm saying? This is not no Greek grotto, you know what I'm saying, where we got to do something strange for some change. You know what I'm saying? So coaching, discipleship. You know what I'm saying? All right, cool. We just been fooling around. Anyways, the fourth one. Oh, Max, talk about that for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Talk about the habits of the successful.
Yeah, I like what you're saying. Adopting habits of the successful is because you want to make sure that it all goes down to what we're talking about since the beginning, right? Mm-hmm. To have purpose and then vision. So you want to, let's say you want to have a certain method to do it. You write at least 5 to 10 sentences or in a paragraph of why you're doing what you're doing. You make sure that you keep that as a screensaver. You could screenshot it and then put it on your phone. This way, that becomes your vision board. And you always remember why you're doing what you're doing. That's something I started doing. After that, obviously, you mentioned the fact that you want to adopt habits of the successful people. That's when you start reading books. You get in an environment of successful people. You could go on their lives, pay attention to how certain recording artists who are a lot more in touch with their fans, or even music producers who are more in touch with their fans, pick certain things that they do that are successful. This way you could apply it in your own way, or even remix it in your own way. Then be part of a community where you could invest your time, money, and obviously knowledge. You could network with certain people who have the same mentality as you. Look at certain groups that are quote unquote thorough. This way you have the right people around you, and that's going to keep bringing successful people in your circle.
Exactly. Like, again, always, man, just developing your who's. Y'all listen, learners for life. Okay. I just made an investment. Last week. No, this week. Yeah. This week I invested, a couple racks, you know, and more coaching, more leadership. You know, coaches need coaches. You know, music producers need coaches. Singer-songwriters need coaches, need understanding, you know, to get you to the next level quicker than you can do by yourself. You're the business. I'm my business. I'm hiring out these coaches to give me the pieces that I need, you know, the pieces of the puzzle that I need. It really makes sense. You know, it really makes sense. Thousands of dollars make sense because if you're planning on making millions, I'm gonna let the brilliant people finish the rest of that. All right, if you're planning on making millions, you know, what do you need to do? You know,
gotta invest in yourself.
Invest in yourself. All right, so that's 4. Adopt habits of the successful, and just again, like in the morning meetup, Donnie Wiggins, who is giving me coaching right now. Donnie Wiggins. She would always talk about 6-figure and 7-figure habits, right? You know, 6 figures, $100,000 or more. 7 figures, $1 million or more. these men and women literally have habits that they practice on a daily basis. And there is no like secret sauce. There's no legit there's no secret sauce, to it. It's like you've got to put in the work. You got to follow in these brothers and sisters' footsteps. Ain't nobody new, y'all. Like there's no new information under the sun. Period. The thing that is imperative is that you don't know when you're going to die. That's the thing that's imperative. And so if you are saying, listen, I got things to do. I understand my purpose here. I've got a vision. I need to get to that place quickly. You want to adopt the habits of the successful because they already did it for you. We have already done that stuff for you. So adopt those habits. All right. I might not be at a.
Yeah,
go ahead. What are you gonna say?
Before you finish, it reminds me of Gary Vee's most.
Water, what's up?
It reminds me of Gary Vee's most famous video when he started Instagram. Well, when I discovered him, he said, well, a lady approached him. He was in his car. She knocked at his window. She said, "Gary, I need some inspiration. Give me at least 3 words of inspiration." He's like, 3 words?
Right.
You're gonna die. And then she's like, and he's like, do something about it. Figure it out.
Love Gary Vee, man. Love Gary Vee, man. Gary Vee, sidebar has nothing to do with any of this stuff, but Gary Vee definitely looks like the Bama from GTA 4, like the main character from GTA 4. That's all I can think about is the Slavic, Russian, Middle Eastern, Slavic dude from GTA 4, Gary Vee. 100%. 100%. All right, y'all. Look, the fifth, no, that wasn't number 4. Sorry. That was the third one. Number 4 is flood your mind with positive affirmations. Listen, what I'm going to do, this was just put into my spirit. I am going to be releasing at least one affirmations track for music producers and people in the art space, for the music space. Okay, because it's so heavy. These are things that I do all the time. Y'all, listen, every night I listen to affirmations. Every night I listen to affirmations because I want to program my subconscious for the success that I want. You understand what I'm saying? So on my YouTube page, if you are not on it, it is MTC space and then all one word, Music TV. MTC Music TV. That's my YouTube page. I love it if you guys would subscribe. Okay, I'm working to get to at least 200 subscribers. Yes, 200 is a big number for me. But I'm going to at least be popping it up there. I'm going to definitely put in my cash up because if you want to bless me, I'm not going to be a hindrance to you. And I'm going to put it up so that you can just be able to download it so that you can listen throughout the day. That was one of a really big thing that I used to listen to. It was this brother. He had put together. He's got YouTube pages and things like that with the affirmations, like hour-long affirmations, biblically based affirmations and stuff like that. Real nice stuff. But you're just listening and chewing on it throughout the day. I used to listen to that stuff throughout the day. So I put it on my iPod. She's innocent. What's going down? Appreciate you joining us. We almost about to be wrapping it up.
Yep.
But if you are here, watch this replay because you're going to quit doing music if you don't do this. You're not going to get to the bag. You're going to quit. And, whatever your worst nightmare, working your worst nightmare, that's going to happen if you don't do these things right here. So, positive affirmations. I cannot stress the brain, the subconscious brain, it controls so much, but your conscious brain controls what your subconscious brain, it controls your subconscious brain, right? So whatever you feed that subconscious brain through your conscious brain is what your subconscious will. It's a message that it will send out to the rest of the body.
Right.
It's a message that it will send out to this thing called the universe or the spirit. This invisible matter that actually is working. The stuff is actually working. It's hard to describe, but it's actually working. The spirit realm, you know, whatever you guys want to call it. Flood your mind with positive affirmations. So I'm going to be doing that this week. That is the challenge this week, to be putting it together, recording it, mixing, mastering it, dropping music behind it, and just creating some real ethereal space, you know, for positive affirmations for music producers and artists. Okay, and I'm getting really specific with my demographic, with y'all, with the new music producers and the new artists. Okay, because I don't want y'all to quit. You know, I don't want you all to quit, and that's the whole point why we're getting here, right?
There you go.
So 4 was flood your mind with positive affirmations. The 5th one, right? You want to flood your mind with positive affirmations because you want to stay motivated. But if y'all saw my post from this week, you need to be driven. That is a number 5, being driven. Right? Flooding your minds with positive affirmations is awesome, but yo, if you are not driven, you're just entertaining. It's just what is it? Intellectual masturbation,
There you go.
right?
Yep.
Yeah. Shout out Dr. Umar Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Why do you need white man paperwork? Intellectual masturbation, spiritual masturbation, mental masturbation. If you are just listening to this stuff, and if you're listening to your affirmations, you're saying that stuff, doing your mirror work. For y'all who don't know what mirror work is, it is talking to yourself in the actual mirror, speaking it out. That stuff is really powerful. Don't crap on it. Try it. And if you can't try it, one of the reasons why you can't try it is why you need to do it. You know, do that mirror work. Okay? Talk to yourself in the mirror. Find out what it is that you are struggling with. You know, say things like, my biggest problem with producing music is. Say things like, my biggest problem with writing music is. You know? Say things with, man, my biggest problem when I perform is. My biggest, why I don't book gigs. My biggest problem with booking gigs is. It's going to reveal something about yourself, and then it could definitely reveal something. It can reveal who you need. Because remember, you are the business. All right? The sooner that you can find out who can do something that you don't need to be doing because you're too busy. You're writing music. You're writing songs. You're recording. You're doing all these things that are necessary. You gotta get gigs booked. That might be beyond your scope. You might need to know how to do it. Max has got How to Attract. What's the title of the book, Max?
Yes, How to Attract Gigs as an Emerging Artist. How
to Attract Gigs as an Emerging Artist. It's giving so much value because I've seen Max's feedback and things like that. Listen, if you need to do that, if you know that you need to do that, you need that book. That's a no-brainer. You need to go grab that junk like right now, because it's just a piece, you know, in the puzzle of your greatness. A piece in the puzzle of your greatness. I want you to remember that. You need to have that now. And the price has got to go up. The price is going up, Max. Max, you know, Max is a really kind guy, and not to say that higher prices mean that you're not kind, but Max is really kind because Max, listen, the price is going up, and you know, again, like people are robbing the bank, bro. People are robbing the bank for 20. Is it right for 26? For 26.
That's a joke.
They're robbing the bank for $26. And that's great though. It's great though, because it is giving people value, and the people who've gotten the value right now is $26. You raise that thing up to 100, it's still going to be valuable. You know why? Because people need to get gigs. It should pay for itself. How to Attract Gigs should pay for itself a couple times over in the first gig, at least the first gig. If you cannot get $100, just $100 from your first gig, you understand what I'm saying?
I'll pay you back for what you paid for the book.
Wow.
I mean,
wow. Wow.
Okay.
The book is in your the book is in your link?
Yeah.
The ebook is in your link? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Get it right now, y'all. Get it right now. Max just put $100 on the line and said if you get his book today at $26 before the price goes up, if the book was $100, he would give you $100 right now. That's saying that again, he values that book. He knows that the value in that book as at least $100. I digress from that, Joe. You got to be driven, right? I understand it's 100%, right? So listen to all the motivations and things like that, and then it's like you listen to them, you get all pumped up. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We about to do it. Or you go to a little conference. Yeah, we about to do it. This, that, and the other. If you're not driven, like the world is a real thing. Y'all know it. Adults on here who are over 25 years old, y'all know the world is a legit thing that is heavy. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? It's a legit thing that is heavy and has its own problems. If you are not driven, the stuff is going to make you crumble. All that motivation, all that listening to affirmations, all that being around people, sucking other people's energy, using other people's energy. Let's talk about that. Let's not talk about that because we got to go. And y'all got to go. And y'all got to go.
That's what I always like to say. It's good to get the information, but information only changes situations through implementation.
Implementation.
You gotta apply.
Got to take action. So that being driven is you're gonna have folks who are like, you're gonna have spouses who are like, yo, what is this doing? Why are you just making music? Like, you need to again get focused. They're not gonna see it in the beginning.
No.
You're gonna have friends who are not going to see it in the beginning. We're working on building a community for aspiring music producers, emerging music producers, and arising artists. We're working on putting that together, but even still, there's going to be some time, even when you're in that space where you don't have those people, where you don't have that mob mentality, right? Mob mentality is not always a bad thing if it's used for something positive. If everybody's like, yo, we about to get it, let's get it. That's good mob mentality. Go hard. That's good mob mentality. Well, that's a good purpose for mob mentality, but then you got to go home. What you going to do when you going home? When you got to meet real life, when you got to go to your job, when you got people at your job who, again, they have no thinking that they have no positive quantum leap type thinking. And you got to deal with that. You got to be around people who want to sit around and talk about their baby daddies and baby mamas and how many bras they trying to get and, what type of dudes they done scammed out of money and, problems at the house. You got to be around that type of stuff. Stupid stuff. I know because I know this. I know this real well. You got to be like, yeah, mm-hmm. And in your brain, you have to say, listen, yeah, as soon as I leave here, oh yeah, that's exactly what I want to do with this song. That's exactly what I want to do with this. I got a harmony for the songwriter, singer-songwriter. Ooh, I got a harmony for this. You're thinking about that while you're at your job. So it's immediately when you get up out of there, when you're on break, are you driven? What are you doing on your break? You just eating lunch on your break?
You mean to tell me you have headphones?
You don't have headphones in? What are you doing at the end of your job? You know what I'm saying? Are you trying to go kick it, trying to go hang out for no reason? I remember being in culinary school. It was so tough for me working 16-hour days in a restaurant that I used to go drink a beer at the local bar, right up the street. I got used to just unwinding with a beer. I almost, legit almost, I was like, dang, 5, 6 nights in a row, I'm going to give you a beer. I'm like, damn, I'm kind of like turning into an alcoholic. I got to stop this. I got to stop this because it's, this is not necessarily productive all the way. Ain't nothing wrong with having a beer. Ain't nothing wrong with relaxing. But when you are driven, you are like, yo, before I get this beer, I got to get, man, like, I got to get my album done. You know, I got to reach out to, this is a little bit later, you know, in your music production journey, but I got to reach out to, you know, 10 people, you know, have some conversations with 10 artists or reach out to some music supervisors. Remember, like music producers, it's not just the artists. We reach out to music supervisors, podcasters, content creators.
Yep.
You know, again, you hear people need music for background music, you know, films,
yep.
You know, web series, is all types of stuff. There's way more stuff than just with the artists.
Get in touch with some bloggers,
right.
could give you some good drops. Yeah.
Make that your reward for a job well done. My guy Troy, exactly, talking about the beers and things like that. You gotta have that. You gotta have that reward. Even social media, right? Like listen. Like I have no problem with veg out time. Vegging out is okay. Sometimes your brain just got to turn off for a second, you know. But schedule that veg out time and be specific about it. Say, yo, I'm only gonna veg out for 5 minutes, 10, 20. Start and say, yo, I'm only gonna veg out for 30 minutes, and then in increments come down from that, you know. So for 3 weeks I'm vegging out for 30 minutes, but after 3 weeks I'm vegging out for 20. And after that, I'm vegging out for 10. And after that, I'm vegging out for 5. And after that, maybe I might have another way to release, you know, like to kind of relax my brain, put my brain on autopilot for a minute, you know, that doesn't require social media. Anyways,
well,
5 things, or you're going to quit your music today if you don't. What? 1, have purpose. 2, have vision. 2, how you're going to get to that purpose. Okay, how you're going to fulfill that purpose. 3, adopt habits of the successful. 4, flood your mind and your space with positive affirmations. Some people live in the hood and stuff like that, and this, that, and the other. This coach, this mentor, this teacher of mine, he was just, again, he's from Detroit. If y'all know Detroit, Detroit is a complete hood. We talking about complete hood. Like, I want your glasses. Bro, I want your Cartier glass. This is something that actually happened. I want your glasses, so bang, I shot you in the head.
It's the real jungle.
I want your Cartier glasses, so I shot you in the head. And now you're dead. Now I got Cartier glasses and I also have a murder. I got a body on my hands, and now I'm like, my whole trajectory has changed. You know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say that this was the environment that this brother was growing up in. What he said that he would do is he would go into his apartment building. He said all he had was a room. He was living with it. He was at his apartment with his mom. The Bluffs are the Buffs. Troy, I don't understand what the Buffs is. You know what I'm saying? We might have to put a pause on that. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so in the hood, he goes and his room, right? He like paints his room like kind of like really floral colors, kind of greens and things like that. He puts up some house plants in his room. And he's like, yo, just for hours out the day, he would just listen to scriptures and listen to like just like positive affirmations, you know what I'm saying, from just other people, you know, and things like that. Because again, for some random reason, you know, when we were in Christianity, like affirmations is not something that we like that's heavily promoted. You know, meditation is not something that's heavily promoted. Although the Bible tells you in Psalms chapter 1, verse 1-3, meditate. It tells you right there to meditate. Anyways, so again, with those positive affirmations, make sure that you have a room or something, somewhere where you can go where you're meditating, and make sure that at nighttime you are flooding your brain with positive affirmations. And if you can afford it, have those affirmations throughout the day.
I love it.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, busted Detroit slang for... See? Listen, that's my who. Troy was my who today because I learned something today. You know what I'm saying, about the Detroit, you know what I'm saying, family or whatever like that.
Shout out to Troy.
Shout out to Troy. Constantly educating. Constantly educating. You know what I'm saying? If y'all haven't seen that NFT episode where we talked to Troy, the NFT ninja, please go watch that, because now everybody's hopping on the NFTs, and we were one of the first people who dropped it.
Yep.
Go follow my man Troy. Vote for Troy right now. Shout out Troy. So flood your mind with positive affirmations and be driven. If you're motivated and you are not driven, which then goes right back up to that purpose, y'all. It goes right back up to that purpose, right? Your drive is directly created to your is directly correlated to your purpose. The Messiah understands his purpose. So he's what? Driven to lead people and to teach people unto death. He's Moses. He understands he's in a king's palace. I want y'all to understand that he's in riches and says, you know what, hold up. Like, I'm with a whole different squad and my tribe is dying out here. My tribe got it hard out here. I can't do this. I gotta leave. And then said, I'm coming back to the ops territory to lead my people out. Purpose. Driven. He could have died. He killed somebody. He's coming back to the ops territory and it's like, listen, like, yeah, but I need y'all to let him go. Let my people go now. Drive. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, Patrice Lumumba. These people are driven. A lot of the time they die. You know what I'm saying? Again, their purpose is way bigger than just like, I'm about to produce some beats. I'm about to just, you know, sing songs in front of people for fame. Gotta be driven, y'all. Gotta be driven. Anyways, absolutely. I appreciate you all for joining us. What is the call to action? I need everybody right now to, if you're watching this, share this video. Hopefully you took some notes. Write down, make a quote on your page, you know, with something that you got from this post, and just add myself, Matty the Chef DC, or Max Mupesse. That's MaxMupesse.
Yes, sir.
Add us, man, so we can, you know, again, give you a salute because you're paying attention out here. That's the most important thing, is this paying attention, taking action. Make sure that you get Max's book, because Max's book is going up. Max will be dropping when it's going up this week. I'm speaking that into existence. There
you go.
Okay, this week we got a lot of stuff that we get done, y'all. A lot of stuff that we have got to do. Okay, but I'm going to be putting up that the positive affirmations, because I know that it's going to be helpful to you guys listening to it throughout the nighttime. It might not be like 8 hours. It might be like 10 minutes or maybe an hour long for music producers.
What does specifically say? You only pay attention. You remember what the quote?
If you don't pay, you don't pay attention.
You don't pay attention.
Right.
There you go.
Right. If you don't pay, you don't pay attention. And that's just 100%. That's the facts. You know, you got to invest. Like, you know, you got to invest in yourself. And like we just have to understand, you have to invest. Y'all, listen. What you are doing today is directly connected to what you did 5 years ago. Yeah. That was a heavy post for me today. I mean, this week that I dropped, right? So the beauty or the nightmare is that what you do today is directly connected to what your life is going to look like in 5 years.
That's a fact.
That's all of us. Directly connected. Sam, what's going on, bro? So I think that's it, guys. That is it. All I had what the difference between motivation and being driven is that motivation is the willingness to do something or something that causes a willingness. Okay, so it's very imperative to understand that. The drive is action. I'm going forward. You know, I'm doing this regardless. I'm doing it. I'm getting it done. I'm in the actions of getting it done regardless. All right, y'all. So be great today. Follow myself or follow Max Mupese. You know, hit us in the DMs. Let us know that this was something that's beneficial to you. If you need to attract gigs, if you're an artist, even for my music producer folks, you know, if you need to know how to track some gigs, it's gems in there regardless. Music managers. If you have somebody, if you're an artist or a music producer and you got somebody who you got who helping you out doing your stuff, but everybody's kind of just starting out and things like that, give them that book. You know, how to attract gigs, because it gives the gems right there. It's going to let them be a better who for you so that you can focus in on what it is that you're focusing in on. The who not how, last one, because this was so heavy. Delegate everything except for your genius. Delegate everything else in your business except for your genius. All right. That's it, y'all.
Use that wisely.
That's it. That's it. So, y'all enjoy your Sunday, but do something. Do something. Do something. Do something to affect 5 years from now you.
Yep.
Do something that's going to positively affect 5 years from now you. All right. Appreciate you guys. See you guys next time, Soundboard Sunday.